Hello and welcome to the Clover Salon Scheduler training video number 4. This is a video on how to set up your customers. If you haven't watched the first 3 videos, I want to encourage you to watch those, okay? There's a lot of little details and, we know you're trying to run your business. You're not trying to be a techie, and so we're trying to give you all the little details so you don't have to be a techie, okay? So please watch those videos and watch them in order. They kind of build on each other, okay? How to set up your customers, okay? Well, remember in Clover app shares all your employees, your inventory, and your customers. The schedule is fully integrated with your Clover, so a Clover customer is a scheduler customer, okay? But the first question people usually ask is, how do I import in all of my customers from a different system, okay? And so, if you have an Excel spreadsheet or a comma-separated value file, they call it a CSV file, full of all your customer data from a previous system, then you can actually upload that into your Clover system by getting an app called Upload by Abreeze, Customer Upload by Abreeze. That's an app under More Tools on your web dashboard of your Clover. So you go to More Tools, find Customer Upload. It's like a $10 one-time fee, or I think they charge $40 and they'll do it for you. Okay, but basically what you're going to do when you get that app, it's a web app, so it runs off your Clover web dashboard. And when you start that app, it's just going to ask you for your Excel spreadsheet or your comma-separated value file, and it's going to basically create a bunch of Clover customers for you. Okay, once you create all your Clover customers, since it's so many of them all at once, you basically have to tell the scheduler, hey, I just dumped a bunch of customers in there. And so what you want to do after again, this is if you imported a bunch of customers, then what you want to do is tap on this 3-line menu right here. Provide your PIN code, and then see this button called refresh. Tap that refresh button, tap rebuild customers, okay? And that rebuild customers, what it's going to do, it's going to take about, depends how many customers you have, but it's going to take anywhere from 1 to 5 or 6 minutes, and it's going to basically check all your Clover customers, and it's going to bring them all and make sure that it's all synced up with the scheduler. Okay, so that's what you would do if you import your customers. If you already have a lot of customers in your Clover system, then you don't need to import them. What we want to encourage you to do is make all of your customer changes from within the scheduler. Okay, sometimes you can't do it because you have other Clover apps, but what you can do if you want to add a new customer, for example, you just tap to make an appointment. Tap on the word customer right here. You can search for a customer. Okay. And by tapping on a customer, that's how you would add a customer if you were creating a new appointment, okay? But let's say you were just creating a new customer for a new appointment, okay? So you tap on the word customer, and let's say you were trying to find a customer and they don't exist, okay? There's a little option that's going to say tap to add new customer. Tap that, and you can now add a first name, last name, cell phone number, and an email address. Definitely want to encourage you to add a cell phone number because that way they can get reminders, which will, decrease your no-shows, okay? But basically then you just add, and when you add, you will be adding a new customer to Clover as well as telling the scheduler, hey, this is a new customer, okay? So that's how you would add a new customer to your Clover system. Let's say you have an existing customer, like here's one right here, Daisy Dones. And you can tap on that customer's name and you can tap edit. You can change their type or their preference, or you can change their name, phone, or email right there, okay? And so you can delete that customer if they're no longer with you, or you can change your information and tap update, okay? That's a recommended way to change your customers if you ever need to. Now, this is not the way to change the customer on an appointment. This is the way to permanently change your customer's information, okay? If you want to change the customer on an appointment, then just delete the appointment and just create a new appointment, okay? So that's how you would add customers, edit them, or delete them if you need to from the scheduler. If you ever get out of sync, like if somebody deleted a customer and they was outside of the scheduler, again, you can always go back to this 3-line menu. You can then just rebuild your customers. Okay, you can do that anytime you want. It takes anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes, but you can rebuild those customers anytime you want. We'll sometimes give you hints that we think you may need to, and it's perfectly safe to do that. Okay. Now another thing I want to talk about is your customer notes. Okay. So when you make an appointment, you're making an appointment with a customer, and you can tap on the customer's name and you will see any notes they have. If you want to add a new note, tap New Note, and you can create that as a priority note. A priority note, when you start an appointment for that customer, that priority note's going to pop up as a little pop-up. So it's always going to be at the top of your list of notes for a customer. Okay, so you can create it as a priority note. You just tap Save when you create your note, and that note will permanently be associated with that customer. So whenever you try to schedule, you're going to see that note in the list of notes down here. Okay. You can also tap History and see the customer's appointment history or their Clover order history. If they have a Clover order history, you'll be able to tap on that order and you'll be able to see that order on your Clover device. Okay. Again, because Clover orders are shared by all apps also. So as long as so if you need to see the history, as long as it exists in the system, you're going to be able to see the history for the customer, the notes of that customer. You'll be able to edit the customer's information. Okay. Now, customers, when they get a text reminder, they can respond to that text reminder. When they respond, you're going to see it in italics, in little quotes in italics on the appointment block on your scheduler. But it may be a long note. They may say something like running late. Okay, and if they do that, you can tap on the appointment, you can tap on their name, and that note, what they responded with will be a note under the customer's notes. Okay, if they responded with one of the keywords, which would be yes, no, or reschedule, then what we're going to do is we're going to change this icon right here. Okay, and what that does is it gives you a hint that they want to change something. So if a customer texted with no, that's kind of basically the keyword for cancel, or an N, then we're going to put a little clipboard here with an X on it. That doesn't mean the appointment's been canceled. It means it's a hint that the customer is requesting a cancel. Okay. Same thing with a reschedule. They're giving you a hint they would like a call or something to reschedule. Okay. So then we're going to talk about these icons more in the next video when we talk about appointments. Okay. But that's how you use your customers, how you add customers, how you import customers to your Clover as well as to your scheduler.